One of the central demands from protesters we are hearing is the immediate need for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, a call that has been repeatedly echoed in recent months by international aid agencies and by foreign governments. This morning, there appears to be a major breakthrough in negotiations to temporarily halt fighting. Let's go to London and Abby Kugathasan with the latest developments. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, Heather. You know, you and I have been talking about proposals and counter proposals in various phases for months and months. And now the latest Israeli-approved offer is in the hands of Hamas. And its leader, Ismail Haniyeh, says they're looking it over with, quote, a positive spirit. He says a delegation is now heading back to Cairo for talks. Aside from the exchange of 33 hostages for an unknown number of Palestinian detainees in Israeli prisons, the Associated Press is now reporting some further specifics, which CBC News is not able to independently verify at this time. But there appears to be some compromises by both sides based on what the AP is saying, that Israeli troops could potentially withdraw from central Gaza and allow Palestinians to return north. That return aspect was certainly a major Hamas demand. Hamas has also called for a permanent end to the war, and the AP says that a phase reportedly includes a move that would finalize what it calls a permanent calm. So that's the language that's reportedly being used in this proposal. Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said all along that another October 7th should never happen again. And part of this deal, reportedly, Heather, requires Hamas to agree to not rebuild its military capabilities.
I'm wondering if there's any detail, Abby, about relations once the war comes to a permanent end. And I ask that because we're also getting some new detail about the rebuilding of Gaza, how long it would take and how much it would cost.
Yeah, certainly a lot of talk for months and months about the day after the war. And the Associated Press says that the third stage of this deal would see the start of a 5-year reconstruction phase in Gaza. We don't have any further details on what that could look like. Another major question is who would govern Gaza. Would it be a reformed Palestinian Authority like the United States would like to see? And who would pay for reconstructing the enclave? We don't know. But the United Nations has now put some figures on what is needed when the war ends. First, of course, the humanitarian need, which is absolutely great. Just for temporary shelter and other basic necessities alone, the UN says at least $2 billion is needed for the more than 2 million Palestinians in Gaza. And this new UN report has assessed the physical damage, some of that which you're seeing right now in Gaza, to be worth more than $18.5 billion. It calls this war the worst instance of leveled homes since World War II. And the UN also calculated that it will take approximately, or at least it says, 16 years to rebuild those homes destroyed by IDF bombardment and ground offensive. So certainly a lot of work to be done, but certainly plenty of questions about who will do that work and who will pay for that work.
Abby, thank you. Some important new details this morning, and you'll be watching for further developments, I know, for us today.